Good morning, Zion family. Welcome to another episode of Faith Stories. My name is Maggie, and I will be giving you a story. But to begin with, I will be reading from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 11. And it says, "For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord, plans of welfare and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope." Don't worry, you'll catch up on that verse later. Now, I was for my maternity leave and I went back to the office. It was a good day. It felt good to be back, but it also, when you're leaving a newborn, you're worried, are they going to be okay and all that? So I went to the office. People were so happy to see me. They were warm. It was good to be back to work. And then I was called by the HR and I was thinking, hey, this is such a good company. People welcome you until the HR calls you personally to also welcome you. I am walking telling myself, this is perfect. So I went to see the HR. And the HR gives me a letter. I read the letter and they told me the company can no longer afford to pay me. But don't cringe just yet. They paid me for 2 months. Money is good, right? Money answered it all. But I cried. I cried and crowed on my way home. I called everyone that I could call. I called my husband, my sisters, my mother, everyone. I told them I've lost my job because I was on maternity leave. I felt very discouraged, by the way, because I was wondering, I had put so much in place, bringing in a house help, all that. But all this, I felt, what is going to happen? What is going to happen now? How am I going to survive? Yes, I have the money, but how am I going to survive from here? So I went home, finished crying, and the next day I was like, so what am I going to do? I have the money. What am I going to do? At some point, I actually thought maybe God had forgotten about me. I felt that, yeah. But then again, I also remembered that God He has never forgotten about any of His children, right? I mean, we say God loves His children. So of course, I'm one of His kids. So it's been 10 years since that happened, and I've been doing businesses. Yes, I have never been employed in anyone's office again. God has sustained me through very many businesses that I have done, and not a single day have I lacked. Not a single day. Now let's go back to the verse that I had told you. Many other plans, for I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord. You see, it was my plan that I was supposed to be employed, but looking at it from the other side, what was God's plan? That was my plan. So sometimes you might have your things at hand, but you do not know what plans that God has for you. And it's also very important to be able to know that God always has plans of good and not of evil. On the upside, I've raised my kids by myself. Yeah, I've been able to experience several businesses through having faith that God will never leave me, through having faith that God will never ever let me lack, through having faith that God will never let me beg for bread. So if you are there and something just happened that made you lose hope, that made you think that there is no God, just remember, have faith in God, and know that He has plans of good and not of evil. Thank you.